Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to see arithmetic progression Cbse class 10 example number 1. So the question that is given in example number 1 is for the AP, that is arithmetic progression, is 3 by 2, 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 3 by 2, and it goes on. Write the first term A and then common difference D is what the question for the example 1. So the first term, that is A, that they have given the term itself. A means first term, as we see in the last class. So in the sequence, the first term stands as 3 by 2 is the first term. So that will be A. The first term is 3 by 2. So write the first term A is nothing but A equal to 3 by 2. Then the common difference D. As I told you, the common difference D, the formula will be the same. A2 minus A1, that is equal to A3 minus A2, that is equal to A4 minus A3, and it goes on. This common difference works only when the given sequence is in AP. So finding to this solution, 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2 will be the common difference, so that is equal to minus 1. So they have asked what is the value of A. We found A equal to 3 by 2. That's the first term. What is the value of common difference? That is minus 1, right? By subtracting A2 and A1, second term to first term. So this is example 1 in textbook, right? Now example 2. Which of the following list of numbers form an AP? If they form an AP, write the next two terms. Okay, they have given 4 subdivision for this. So the first subdivision is 4, 10, 16, 22, and it goes on. Okay, first they have asked us to find that whether the given equation is an AP, given set of numbers is an AP or not. Again the same process. First subdivision, it is 4, 10, 16, 22. Here we need to write A as the first term has to be 4. Then we need to find the value of common difference. So that is nothing but A2 minus A1, as we see before. That will be equal to A3 minus A2. That will be equal to A4 minus A3, and it goes on. Right? So A2 is nothing but over here it is 10. 10 minus 4, that is 6. So that should be equal to 16 minus 10. Again 6. So that should be equal to 22 minus 16, even that is also 6. So the given sequence 4, 10, 16, 22 forms an AP. That's it. The entire thing is closed. See over here, they have just, so the given list of numbers forms an AP. So the first condition or the first case which they have asked in the question is been found out, that the given sequence 4, 10, I'm sorry. The 4, 10, 16, 22 is an AP. Then if they form an AP, right, the next two terms. So they have asked us to do another thing over here. After 4, 10, 16, 22, what will be the next two numbers is what the question. So generally we can easily find that by just adding the common difference to the next values that is given in the AP. I will do that. First, the common difference which we found is 6. So the next step is 4, 10, 16, 22. We found the common difference to be 6. Just add 6 to the previous number present in the sequence. So 22 plus 6 is 28. Okay, 28 plus 6 again, because the common difference, and they have asked us to find next two terms, right? Next two terms. So 28, and again another number will be 34. The next two terms of the sequence is 28 and 34, and it goes on up to 40 and 46, and it goes on, right? But they have asked only two terms, so 28 and 34 will be the next two terms. That's what you have to write in the end of the sentence. That is the next two terms of the AP. So the given list of numbers forms an AP with a common difference. So the next two terms will be 28 and 34. This was the first subdivision in example 2. Now similarly they have given up to 4 subdivisions, right? The first subdivision we have seen just now. Second subdivision. So what the second subdivision is, kindly have your textbook with you so that it will be very easy for you. So second subdivision is 1, minus 1, minus 3, minus 5, and it goes on. And they are asking us that whether this forms an AP, and if they form, write the next two terms is what the question. So again we have to find the common difference of this following set of numbers. So a2 minus a1 is what the formula for finding common difference, that is minus 1 will give you minus 2. Similarly, a3 minus a2 is equal to minus 3 minus minus 1. Again it forms minus 2. a4 minus a3 will be minus 5 minus minus 3 will give you again minus 2. So this sequence forms an AP. So the first step of this question that has been asked in the example is cleared. We have found that the sequence forms an AP. Now the next set of question we can jump to, that is nothing but if they form so, right, the next two terms. So the common difference which we found is minus 2. Just merely add minus 2 to the next following terms present over here, that is minus 5, so that you can get the value for the next two terms which they asked. So upon adding that value to the previous number, minus 2, right? So we get minus 5 plus minus 2, that is equal to minus 7. So the next number will be minus 7. Then with minus 7 again we need to find the value of the next term of this sequence, that will be minus 9. So the sequence will be 1 minus 1 minus 3 minus 5. This is given in the question. They have asked that whether this forms an AP. Yes, they have formed AP. Then if they form so, they have to write the next two terms. So that next two terms will be minus 7 and minus 9. That's it. This is the second subdivision of the example. Now the example third subdivision, minus 2, 2, minus 2, 2, minus 2, and it goes on. They are asking us to find whether this forms an AP. By the question itself we can tell that this doesn't form AP because it repeats the same set of sequence, so the common difference will not be the same. We will just apply that whether it is true or not. So again the same procedure for finding that a2 minus a1 will be equal to 2 minus minus 2, because the second term given is 2 and the first term given is minus 2. So this forms 4. Then a3 minus a2 will give you the value to be minus 2 will be equal to minus 4. Since these two is not same, the common difference will never be guessed, right? So the next we cannot proceed with the third common difference or whatever it may be. So with this we just arrive that the given set of sequence is not an AP, right? The given list of numbers does not form an AP. If they form so, we can just find the value of the next two terms. If they didn't form AP, so we can just jump to the next question that is given in your example. So the fourth one is 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3 and it goes on. So they are asking that whether this forms an AP or not. So we will just check it. They have given the sequences 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3 and it goes on, right? So they are asking us whether this sequence forms an AP or not. So by just viewing this sequence, it's 100% that it's not for this. It doesn't forms AP because the common difference is not same. Just we can bring it in the step by step wise, because we cannot just write it doesn't form an AP. We need a valid reason for that. So the common difference will be for the first two terms, is that is a2 minus a1, that is 1 minus 1 will be 0. Similarly a3 minus a2, again 1 minus 1 0. So similarly a4 minus a3 will give you 1. So a4 minus a3 will give you 1. Again a5 minus a4 will give you 1. So the common difference is not same. So the common difference is not same, hence the given set of number does not form an AP. The fourth subdivision does not form an AP in the example 2. Now After this, they have given the exercise 5.1. So exercise 5.1 first question deals that in which of the following situations does the list of numbers involved make an AP and why? So they have given 4 subdivisions. We need to just understand what they have given, and we need to tell whether the sequence forms an AP or not is what they are asking us, and they are asking the reason why. Whenever in every question, if they ask the reason why that doesn't form AP, why it does form AP, so that's the difference, right? Why it doesn't form an AP or why it does form AP is what they will ask as the question why, right? In that situation, for every question you need to tell the same thing, that the common difference is not same, so it is not an AP. The common difference is same, so it is an AP. So that will be the the reason or the answer for the question that has been asked as why in the end of the sentence. Okay, so the first subdivision, the taxi fare after each kilometer when the fare is 15 for the first kilometer and 8 for each additional kilometer. So this is the situation. For this situation, they are asking whether this forms an AP or not. So let A equal to A, or the first term, right? The first term will be 15 rupees because the first kilometer they charge 15 rupees. So A is 15. Then additional kilometers, how much ever you go, they charge 8 rupees extra. So that will be the common difference. So say for example, we are traveling for 5 kilometers. The first kilometer will be 15 rupees. The next 4 kilometers, each kilometer you will charge 8 rupees. So the common difference is 8. So A, D. If you come up with a sequence 15 comma, then the next kilometer, if you go for 2 kilometers, so the first kilometer you will pay 15 rupees. For the next kilometer you will pay 23, right? Like in the sense, after reaching the second kilometer, on total you will pay 23 rupees, right? Similarly, after that it goes up to 31 rupees, then 39, and it goes on, right? Now this will be the A, that is this one. The common difference of each and everything is same as 8. Therefore, this sequence forms an AP, right? We don't need to bother that the first value given is 15, but the next, for each and every additional kilometer, they are charging only 8 rupees. That will be the common difference. As I told you before, if the common difference is same, then it forms an AP, right? Don't bother about the first term, that is A. It may be anything, it may be 0 or something else, anything. Don't bother about that. The common difference that is given is same. So therefore, it forms an AP. So the first subdivision is an AP. Now, second subdivision, the amount of air present in a cylinder when a vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. The amount of air present in a cylinder when a vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. So, they are asking whether this forms an AP or not. Okay, for being an AP, we have a certain sequence or set of numbers, right? Sequence means the set of numbers. Like we need to have 4 or 5 or 2 or 3 or 4 repetitions of a same sequence, right? What I mean is, for before example sums we saw 4, 10, 16, 22, again it goes on. There is a sequence or there is a repetition of certain numbers at certain pace. So over here there's nothing, they are just removing 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder. Again, they are not following the same process, right? They are not removing each and every time 1/4. Just one time they have removed 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder, right? So this doesn't form an AP. This doesn't make any sense in such a way that it forms an AP, because they have just removed 1/4 of the air present in the, or 1/4 of the, yes, air present in the cylinder. That's it. They haven't done the same job again and again. Therefore, it doesn't form an AP. So they are asking why, right? Why? Because the sequence or the job that is performed there is not repeated. It's not performed again and again for 2 or 3 times, something else like that. Therefore, it is not an AP. Now, third subdivision. The cost of digging a well after every meter of digging, when it cost 150 for the first meter and rises by 50 for each subsequent meters. Okay, so what is the difference between the third subdivision and the second subdivision is, in the third subdivision, subsequently they are digging more and more meters deep, right? They are digging the well for, they are they have just given that subsequent meters, they are digging more and more and more. They haven't given the end point, but they are repeating it. Same, whereas in the second subdivision, they are just removed once. One fourth of the air has been just removed. That's it. So they are not performing it again and again or more and more times. They haven't mentioned it anywhere. Therefore, that doesn't forms an AP. We will check whether this third subdivision forms an AP or not. So this is the equation for the third subdivision. Why? Because when it cost 150 for the first meter, again first is the A value 150, and subsequent meters they are charging rupees 50, so that the D value common difference will be 50. Because say for example, I am just digging 1 meter, I get paid for 150 rupees. I am digging 2 meters, so 150 plus extra subsequent meter which I digged is 1 meter only, so they have given me 50. On the whole, I have 150 plus 50, that is 200 in my hand. So 150, 200. If I dig another meter, I'll get extra 50. So 250, another 300. It goes on. So this is the sequence of the question that is given. So over here, the common difference between the next term, second term to the first term, similarly third term to the second term will be again 50. Right? Yes, second term to the first term, third term to the second term, fourth term to the third term, and it goes on. It will be 50, because how much ever I dig, how much ever I go deeper, the same 50 rupees for each and every meter I'll get paid. So the difference, common difference will be 50 only. So again, this forms an AP. As I told you before, the A value can be anything. Don't bother about that. It forms an AP. You just try the fourth subdivision and just check whether the fourth subdivision forms an AP or not, and just post it in the comment section whether it forms an AP or not, or if you have doubt in that, text me. I'll just tell it in the next video. Now we will see the second question. So the second question deals with, write first four terms of the AP when the first term A and the common difference D are given as follows. They have given the value of A and D. So the first subdivision is A equal to 10 and D equal to 10. Same, right? So the first subdivision is A is 10. So the first term is 10. The common difference is 10. So add 10 to the first one, 20. Again 30, 40. They have asked us to find first four terms. So the first four terms are 10, 20, 30, 40. Just an easy problem. Similarly, for the second subdivision, minus 2 is the first term. Add 0 to the upcoming terms is what the common difference tells us, 0. So minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, and it goes on. Again, when the same number repeats in the sequence, whether it forms an AP or not. I repeat the question, whether a same number without change in sign repeats to n number of times, whether that forms an AP. Absolutely it forms an AP, because the common difference is same. Whatever the number may be, it may be 0, 0, 0 or 1, 1, 1, whatever the number may be, if it repeats to n number of times without any change in between, it forms an AP, because of common difference 0. Similarly, the third subdivision, 4 with the common difference minus 3. So 4, again add minus 3 to that, you get 1, minus 2, minus 5. Fourth subdivision, minus 1 is the first term they have given, and the common difference is 1 by 2. So again adding 1 by 2 to the minus 1, we will get 1 minus 1 by 2. Again adding 1 by 2, so 0. Again adding 1 by 2, 1 by 2. Again adding 1 by 2 to this, 1. Again it goes on, right? But they have asked us to find only the fourth term. So I have got the okay, I have got the first 5 terms, no problem. So it goes on, right? The common difference is 1 by 2, that has been given in the question, and it goes on 1 by 2, 1, 1, 1 by 2. It goes on like that. Okay. So the fifth subdivision is minus 1.25 is what the A value. You just kindly refer your textbook with you. Minus 1.25 is the A value. The common difference they have given is minus 0.25. So the next value you can just add that, minus 1.5. then minus 1.75 minus 2, and it goes on, minus 2.25 minus 2.5 and goes on, but they have asked us to find the first four terms. That is will be minus 1.25 minus 1.5 minus 1.75 minus 2. That's it. So here ends the second question, fifth subdivision. So again I tell you, such an easy lesson, so kindly concentrate on the concepts. Don't need to mug up anything, or don't need to remember the next steps. The same thing which we are going to do for the upcoming sums present in the exercise. So exercise 5.1 third and fourth question we will see in the next video. So thank you.